Hello, everyone. So we are on another episode of the Onboarding Teardown. And so today we're actually going to switch it up a little bit. So we are going to go through Storychief and really just rip apart their onboarding. But one thing we thought we'd do to make it a little more interesting this time is we actually have someone from Storychief here. And so it's going to be quite interesting as we go through it and maybe hear some things from the reasoning of why a lot of the onboarding was set up the way it is. So what we're going to start off with, like always, is just understanding like the value proposition so that when we go into the product, we can see how quickly they actually deliver on that value. So if we just go through the website right now, we can see that, well, if we sign up, we can distribute our articles to a ton of channels. And one thing I like right away is you can just see that they really do mean, like, there's a ton of channels here. There's so many little logos here that I can see that if I want to get my content out to somewhere else other than WordPress or some other CMS, there's just so many possibilities. So I think in terms of the value proposition, without actually having to go much lower than here, I understand pretty much what they do.
Yeah, I think so. But I think 2 days ago when I signed up, when I was looking at their app, they said it's a content management or blogging software. So they are still testing it. So that's amazing. I don't know how long will the testing will go on.
So probably leave it for another week or so.
Yeah, and see which one works for you. A/B testing, that's amazing. That's one of the best practices we do recommend, which is nice. So I think the Hero MS does the good enough job to actually make you sign up, right?
Yeah. So I think in terms of like how it describes the value proposition, it does a good job. It does feel a little cluttered though. I'm just looking from just the above the fold. Maybe it's the small screen size or something else, but it does feel like I can't see like the main call to action, which is down below here. And just from like a typical CRO perspective, you usually see it better. Maybe that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
But you still don't quite see the main call to action. So that would be just one of the recommendations there. But I don't want to spend too much time on the homepage. Let's actually go into the product. So you want to sign up?
Yeah, let's do that. So I am signing up. Oh, actually connects with my account and log out, maybe.
That might be a little more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, let's log out and see that. I will cut the video anyway, so you don't have to worry about
Maybe you can connect to the Wi-Fi of my iPhone. This is faster than
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's just working out. So
Perfect.
yeah.
So we are on the sign up page right now.
It's the login page.
C2B.
Yeah, okay. So let's make an account. Maybe I will do Azure +1. Also, you guys asked for the number here.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
So is there any reason why you asked for the number?
Yeah, that's actually our sales rep that we recently hired. Want to dive into deeper inbound leads and if we see the value, if we can research them, like who they are, how big is their team, that he can follow up on them and organize a demo or something.
Okay, so this is just testing for now. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how much does that hurt your conversion?
Right now it's about 10% from a visitor to registration, so to creating an account.
Okay. So I just registered for it.
And so I think on this part, before you click that, I'm just looking at the left-hand side. So
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Become a content hero. So one thing I like below is it really gets into the nitty-gritty of like, okay, what can you do to actually, what are the value going to be from this product? So cutting your content process in half and a lot of those things. So I really like that what they're doing here is building up the motivation. However, just the way it's laid out, it almost feels a little, I don't know, unprofessional. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
So first of all, I don't think about unprofessional. I think it's still much cleaner than many other SaaS app I've seen. But I think they're like 8 points and they're too many. Yeah. I would reduce down to 3 or 4, which are really good value props. And I don't see this part of the content because it's so hidden. But I like the fact that they have like become a content hero, which is a good social image, which is motivating me to, hey, maybe if I'm not a content hero, but I will become one. And since I am a user of content hero, Storychief, I became a kind of a content hero. So I kind of agree, but like we have to still go through the entire thing.
And maybe it just comes down to branding. Like I see like the sloth and I love it. It's amazing. It's cute. But then like the background is space. And I'm just like, it doesn't feel like that connection of the brand. Whereas I think like with Content Hero, like having a cute photo of a sloth or something like, I don't know, it might put a little smile on
So
my face and make me laugh.
you guys have this Storychief as a pair. I would love it if you make Storychief pair as more of a nerd. So make it look like Content Hero. So maybe that could be another thing, and it could look much more cleaner. Also, like in down there, it says what's the name of your business, and enter the name, whoever organization you are. But I think here, when you ask me for the name of the business, I would like to know why I want to add the business. So you have to give me a little bit of more motivation to actually learn more about your business. And if you give me a good example here, so you know what I have to do. It could be like use a pilot, .storychief.io, whatever that is. But I think if you tell me why I have to give there, then it gets very interesting there as well, because I know why I'm signing up. Yeah. So shall we go forward? So let's say ABC. Oh, let's list as yeah, it's because we are at SaaS Town. So let's go forward. Yeah. So the one thing that I really liked about here was that I didn't have to verify my email confirmation, which we saw a couple of times before. Okay. So there is a video. Yeah.
So it started off with a nice little simple empty state, and then we get this pop-up. So this is showing us just a tour of how to use Storychief. So I guess this little video. We're not actually going to watch the video on this, but it is interesting. I do like the fact that there is a welcome state. However, I don't like the fact that it took a little longer to pop up, where I was already kind of associating or looking at the dashboard, and it was late. Maybe that's because our Wi-Fi is slow here. Maybe it doesn't happen to everyone, but it would be something to look into, whether you use Full Story, Smart Look, or something like that, just to see how many people kind of have that same problem.
Yeah.
So
that's a good advice, actually, I have to say. And one more thing. So I like the fact that it's very personalized. So their customer success manager, I think it would be nice to know if he's the customer success manager. But he's Sam, and he wants to give me a little bit tour of the video. So we usually don't believe in the video in general. Why? Because it's very generic. So it's not customized to somebody. So I'm here to, even if you give me a generic video, which is nice, and tell me what the app does, I would still like to explore the app directly in there if I can. So if you reduce the time to value and just show me what exactly it does in the first 5 minutes, that would help. And according to Wes Bowling Alley framework, should directly take them to the value so that they can understand it. So what's your opinion, Sam?
yeah, I mean, I'm fine with having someone saying like, "Hello, welcome to the product," and having that welcome state. But it just feels like it is detracting away from it. And I feel like in terms of the video, if let's say we focused on just like crafting the story, getting into that next part, the product, I've used it myself, it's not actually that difficult. And so it might just be creating that story and walking through that first integration, creating that first story that might be interesting. So when I click get started, it really just takes me through the next part of, okay, with Storychief, here's all the things you can do. So it's telling me a lot of the things about it. And this is actually one of those things whenever we're talking about like the straight line onboarding process, where you want to eliminate as many steps as you can and get someone to value as quickly as possible. Things like this, they might seem like they are actually getting in the way, but what they're actually doing is actually front loading motivation. And so I actually am a big fan of this, but I love to hear your thoughts.
So I just talked today to Drift guys, and they said they had 14 steps, and that really improved the conversion. So reducing step was not working out for them. It's very, very interesting. Each app works differently. But what I like on this screen is that there's a freelancer there, so they're telling who the app is for. Again, you can still ask who they are in the first sign up form and show them directly there the exact feature they would like to see. I think this is an extra step there. You can still directly take me there because it's educating me, but it's still not telling me what the app does. And I want to see what the app does. Very desperate. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I still disagree. I think it's telling me exactly what it does.
No. What I mean is, I want to play with it and know what it does.
Right. Yeah, actually see it firsthand. So we're gonna click next. Before we get going, just some quick questions. So this is interesting, like whether you're using it for work, personal, school. So this is one of those things. Whenever we see a step like this, we're always asking, the founder or whoever is creating the onboarding, like, why? This is an extra step. Is there anything on the back end that you do that actually makes this question worthwhile? Like, if I click work, is the experience going to be different in the product? Is the onboarding emails going to be different? So let's hear it.
Yeah, that's actually the next step depends on what you choose. So
Okay.
if I go to work, I will see different flow of onboarding. The next step will be different and personal.
Okay. One more thing in just there that I miss a progress bar. I don't know when it's going to end. So I don't see a progress bar.
I think from
So I think
reason why.
so that's the idea. And yeah, before you get going, may I ask you some questions? Which is nice. What will it be using for? I say, let's say it's personal. I like the fact that you have some testimonials, so it's still motivating me. But like, if you can reduce the content of it and just tell me what exactly it helped you with, then I have less reading time. There's less cognitive load in there, so it's just easier because you have already asked me. You're telling me like in the board before we get going, may I ask you some questions? Maybe you can just ask what will you be using for, and then a little bit of bracket in there saying, hey, it will help you out. So just very small things, and less cognitive load will actually help. So I'm just clicking on it there. Like yeah, and now you're asking me one more question, which still doesn't tell me how when it will end, and you still don't say maybe this is the last question or so the last question in there, and then you can ask me with that. So and again, no value addition, like why will it help me to tell you how many employees to do. So again, that's one more feedback there.
So having like a progress bar, whether it's at the top or the bottom, is actually
Yeah.
something we both recommend, just because we typically see that whenever, let's say you get the 3 to 5 steps, people really focus on like, oh, 2 steps on completed. I want to finish that, and it actually is something that really helps the motivation. I feel like when it comes to describing the value and reinforcing that again and again, you guys have done a great job. But in terms of just setting an expectation, like how long is this thing? That could definitely be improved just a little bit. And it's one of those things that's actually fairly easy to roll out.
I would also recommend behind the screen maybe already show Storychief a little bit, so it might motivate me to explore that eventually. So right now it's blank screen, which is also fine if it's first 2-3 slides, but I'm already demotivated to finish it because I don't know when it's going to end, and I don't know what the app still looks like, and which is maybe is important to you. But and again, you're asking one more question, which you can the last one. So now you say the last one, which is the last one. Finally.
And like, is this actually helpful for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super important for us because we're at the stage where we kind of finding our best growth channel right now. Right. So we have a lot of different options, and that this helps us understand what have been working in the past months.
Is it temporary?
Yeah, I would say so, but like long-term temporary, like for a couple of months.
Okay, so just advice in there, what I would think. This is a mandatory step, right? You say asterisk in there. I would say that let the user, if the user is really motivated to sign up, you let them skip it as well. If they don't want to, you can say I don't want to do it, and then just take it because the onboarding is for the user, and the sign up flow is for user. Even though you want to get something out of them, make it like optional and see if then
like
people will be so they'll be clicking on other if they don't want to really tell you. So better just like one in there. That's the idea.
So I know I would just click a random one.
Yeah, I will also click a random one. Why should I tell you how to find you? Maybe I usually do that. Just click on the I usually do that by like when they really ask me on the email, hey, how did you find us? Then it makes really sense. Yeah. Good. So now they have
a
walkthrough in there.
What's interesting here, though, is the way you guys have built out the dashboard here. Because I know exactly what I need to do. I want to craft that story. And you're using the empty state here really well. A lot of companies, they just don't know how to use the space because whenever you sign up for SaaS applications, it's usually like there's no data, there's no integrations. It's like, what are you going to do in this? So it's really great that you're guiding people initially, but then there's a lot of steps here. I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of distracting. If I didn't see these steps, I'd be crafting a story right now.
Yeah, so maybe delay it a bit, like let's wait for a user for 5 minutes and then do it. One technical error which I can see the pop-up doesn't exactly show the story one, which might be the software problem. I don't want to tell which one, but that's another thing. Also, like in your app, you say invite my colleague. I know it's a collaboration software, but maybe you can show this later on because the first key activation for you in there is to publish my first story or connect any channel. Right? So publish my first story is your key activation. and I would suggest to like focus on the first 3 ones. So create my account, amazing. You're playing with psychology. You're playing that they've already done something really amazing, and there's a progress bar there. But I think what you can still do is like just show them 3 ones and test it out. See if it works better, if the activation improves or not. Because I know that you guys started with 8 steps and now you've reduced to 4, which is great. But yeah, that's my feedback.
And one of the things too that I think might be interesting to think about in terms of when you craft the story is think about like what are some of those things that for someone to see value in that first experience. Like you think about it, they might have to bring a story or import something, but could there potentially even be maybe later on like I just hook up my WordPress blog and then I just start integrating with everything else and I can just republish something on something else, all these other platforms and see some immediate value because I think it'd be really cool to do that. But right now, if I'm not mistaken, you have to craft the story and actually go through a lot of those steps.
Yeah. And I would suggest you just have like a simple hotspot linking on the craft story because that's the key action then, right?
That's cool actually what you said because that's something we need to change in this flow here. If you scroll down a bit, we have created a story for you already, which you can publish to the blog, which is already online. So we don't even have to connect to WordPress. But users don't see that. So we need to kind of work more on that.
But I think this empty state is already making me click on it.
Yeah, of
so
course.
which we create a more like take me to the step where you want me to take the step. And if I don't figure it out, there is something I can see down.
When it comes to tooltips, one of the things I usually recommend is you want them to really guide people towards a specific action and not just show people like here's what the product is about. And like right now it's taking me to stories, which is actually away from the value item, which like if I wanted to craft a story and hopefully get close to the value, it might be helpful to just like guide people like if you just look at this dashboard, it's amazing. Like I see exactly what I want to do and scrap that first story. But now it's actually working against me because it's showing me around new product, which is not getting me any closer to that point of value. So from the like straight line onboarding perspective, I would chop these steps away because they're not actually getting me closer to crafting the story, and it's just distracting me from that. And so I think I would just focus on crafting people closer to this part so they get that story, publish it, and see that value. And so the other thing too I'll mention that you guys have done good is this top bar here. So maybe if I click next on this, it'll go away. But a lot of times when it keeps going,
and it doesn't tell me the progress again. So
can it just put it away? Just
so I can keep clicking here. But if we look at the top part here, okay, finally it goes to the crafted story. But the top part where it says your email is not verified, that's great because one of the things you did not require us to do is actually verify the email. And so there's a lot of SaaS companies out there that just require that email, and they typically lose anywhere from 10 to 30% of users right off the bat. So that's something you guys have done good. You've made it really easy for people to resend it to themselves. So if they haven't activated it, they can easily do this. So I think if I was just to give an overall recap, the homepage and understanding the value that you guys deliver, I understood it really quickly. I could see the immediate appeal as someone who creates a lot of content myself. And whenever I went through the onboarding, there was a lot of steps there. However, I felt a little demotivated halfway through whenever it was just like, okay, one more step, I promise. And it just felt like there's a lot of steps, but I don't know how many. And so the recommendation for that part of it, even if you don't get rid of any of those questions, just add a progress bar. That would be like the quick win there to really get people to keep coming and going through that process. And when I get into the app, I would just remove this little tour for tooltips and maybe use it like when you're guiding people into crafting the story and walking me through the steps of how I can set up my first story. That's a great use of tooltips because you're guiding someone towards actually seeing value and like things like this. This is a perfect example of like a progress bar, and that's something that you guys have done a great job on because I can see, okay, 4 steps to publishing this and actually getting it out to a bigger audience. So that's awesome. And those are kind of my overall recommendations.
I think you articulated really well. I don't want to say anything else there. You're the best teacher there. No, it's amazing. I think I really like it. I like the checklist that you've reduced it as well. I like the sign-up flow. It can definitely reduce a lot of steps or make it less friction-based. I think your product is very product-led growth. You've done a lot of things right in there. I like the fact. So I think the one recommendation, which is totally other than what Wes that I would have said the same thing, is that use your panda, use your bear really well, use the language of the bear, because I think yeah, so
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a bear.
Yeah, and play with the personality of it, play with the copy a little bit, which you can do to motivate the user to click further on, reduce the friction, reduce the flow, focus on the craft a story. If they don't see it, if they don't see in first 5 minutes, you can directly take them to the attention down there. We have a demo, you can check it out. What you can also do is that the demo account that you want to show them, you can put it in number 2 as well, and then tell them to craft a story, which I wouldn't recommend, but if you can test it out, which one works for you better. But again, when I became a user, I came here and said, oh my God, this is a better version of Google Docs, and I don't have to use Google Docs to import them anymore. And so I think this is my aha moment. And then when I first published that, oh my God, it's so easy. Now I just have to fix a little bit of font here and there, but it's so easy to do it. And then I saw readability part and the SEO part. I figured it out because I was in love with the app so much. So I think you can also later on show them how, if they haven't used SEO feature, if they haven't used readability feature, if they haven't figured out the additional post feature which are later on coming in your app, show them one by one later on based on each page or each event they haven't done. And then I'm sure not only the sign up flow and onboarding, your adoption will get better.
Yeah. So one thing we usually don't do, because the person's not actually listening who created the product, is what was the top takeaway?
Reducing the flow at the beginning, definitely. And once you're in there, just show the last steps. This like dark edges, this button, the green button. That's it. That's more. And this is something that we will do like after the session immediately, because there are a lot of users signing up every minute to Storychief, so we need to make sure it's fixed already.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I will do right now. Just cut the flow. This first part, with the blank screen, we'll leave a bit. Reduce it. Maybe we'll try to put the status bar in there as fast as possible. Let ability to skip it also. Yeah. But when they're in there, just make sure they go to the screen button.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Great. So thank you so much. This was our live onboarding teardown with the founder as well. Thanks.
SaaS Talk Dublin.
Yes.
You joined that.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Awesome.